What's up, everybody? How you getting on? My name's Sai, and I'm joined today with Ash. We're going to be sitting down with the Orion Cosce. This is a really exciting opportunity to be sitting down with the fighter himself. A bit of an introduction, pro record of 7 wins, 1 loss. His only loss actually did come in the UFC, as he had a bit of a step up in competition. He's currently now 1-1 in the UFC, and coming off a decision win against the Blood Diamond. Quite an exciting bout that was. That went through the whole 3 rounds. Now, this guy trains out of Team Alpha Male, California, USA. Orion, tell us a bit more about yourself. How are you? How are things?
Doing good, man. I got work here in a little bit, just pretty much work and train, and then try to get some traveling back home to Humble whenever I can, since I'm currently living down in the Roseville area near Sacramento.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice. So where are we now? So we're in December now. Quite early your time. What's the time for you again?
It's just a little after 1 p.m.
Yeah, right.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, fair enough. But have you got like your Christmas tree up already? Have you started the festive season? I mean, do you sort of do that straight after Thanksgiving, or does it take some time to warm into it?
You know what? It's Thanksgiving, right? Or still Thanksgiving time, so no Christmas tree yet.
No.
Got my Raider stuff always up. Got my little apartment right here.
Nice.
Got the photos.
Yo.
And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Wife's plants that are outdoors on the patio.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
You know what?
Gonna be heading to work here right after this.
Cribs have got nothing on us. I'm telling you, man. There it is.
I show you guys the rooms, but my wife's
House tour.
all you gotta say is this is where the magic happens, and then show us a room in the house. That's literally that's literally doing every single episode. It's where it goes down.
Well, I got two rooms. So I told the wife I wouldn't show the master, but I can show my other room where I like keep all like my Dragon Ball Z stuff.
No way! Oh man.
Yeah, I got all that stuff.
That's awesome.
Love that.
I'd love to, yeah. I mean, maybe if we get some time at the end, we can go for that, because we've got some questions for you. Basically, for some of the other guys who are new to the channel and just chiming on in. This is an opportunity to get to know who you are, the Q&A, where we get some fan questions in as well. So if you guys are just watching this at the moment, get some questions ready, pop them into the chat. Ash will be going through a bit of a segment later where we can ask all of your questions to Orion about his recent fights, what's coming up, that kind of thing. We've got some questions for you first and foremost. And then a bit later on, we're going to get into a bit of a quick fire round. And we're going to touch on, it's a game we do here at ATF. And we love a game. We really do. Okay. And, we think you're going to like it too. There's some Dragon Ball Z related questions in there. We've done our homework.
Saved them once.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look forward to it.
Absolutely, yeah. But, the whole idea of this is just getting to know what that fighter's like, when the gloves are off. So, it's, without any further ado, let's get into it. So, my first question for you, Orion, it's going to be about your last win, of course. You finally kickstarted your UFC career when you defeated the Blood Diamond back in July. How good did that feel to get that hand raised the first time in the UFC?
Man, that felt great. I mean, it's one of the better feelings. I just like winning. So honestly, just getting the W, it doesn't matter where it is, it's always going to feel good.
Yeah.
But definitely have it in the UFC in Dallas in front of that crowd, and then being able to celebrate with the team afterwards, especially with how bad the weight cut and the recovery was going into it. Just having a hard time with the weight cut overall. Yeah. And then not sure if the doctors were going to pull me or not. Yeah. And then them telling the manager, like, hey, we'll probably pull him no matter what. And having to lie about, like, not feeling like shit afterwards.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So
wow, and
but I got to chit chat with him and his crew after the fight. We all hung out for a little bit and just talked and shared some knowledge and stuff like that. So it was a good event, but definitely was great getting the hand raised.
Nice.
Yeah, 100%. I was going to say, because Blood Diamond had a little bit of hype to him, obviously coming up, being in obviously is his team and that lot. So to get a win, your first win anyway, but to get a win off a guy that's coming up with a lot of hype, again, it makes it a little bit extra special.
Yeah. A lot of people were saying that, you could have made it an easier fight. You could have went out there and just wrestled and grappled. And it's like, I mean, I could have, but that's not fucking exciting. I like having exciting fights. I like having fun.
You got
them out there.
If you got the power, then you put it on display. There it is. You know, you don't buy a Chevrolet and keep it in the garage.
Exactly.
But what?
Yeah, I wanted to have fun. So
I love that. How did you celebrate? Because it was your birthday that month as well, and I guess you must have been sensible. For your birthday, not eating the cake, that kind of thing. And did you sort of catch up on celebrations in lieu?
So when it comes to that, I was supposed to have cheesecake on my birthday, and I got one small, tiny little bite. Yeah. I love cheesecake, and I'm just, this is bullshit. Yo. My cheesecake And so what we did was my family-in-law, after my fight, they were all in San Diego. So when I flew in, they had some cheesecake for me. And I was like, oh, yeah.
I love that.
Oh, man.
All right, this is cool. So I ate that, and then I was told because my mother-in-law, she gets super into the whole entire. She's like, you need to sleep. You just had a tough fight. You got to go to bed. Yeah. So as soon as I got there, she's all, here, take this, and this. I was like, oh, it's just tea, drink it. I did not wake up for 12 hours. And I was like, what?
Wow.
Wow.
I was like, what'd you give me? She's like, sleepy time tea, Russian stuff. I was
like, you just got roofied.
I was like, man, my family really wanted me to sleep. Yeah. I was like, I'm out here trying to have fun in San Diego.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a good time. It's definitely a good time. We have to go out and enjoy the beaches and stuff like that. So that's kind of the stuff I like to do, is being able to travel different places that are nice, or even to get to go back home to Humboldt and go hiking and swimming. Stuff like that.
That's awesome. And what's really fun about that as well, you just get to do all that with your family. It's not just the celebration times, but they are sounds like they were 180% behind you and with your best interests.
Yeah.
Completely at heart. Even if it's okay, he's refusing to go to sleep, let's put something into his tea to make him go to sleep because it's good for you. The family, they just got you, and that's awesome. That is really cool.
Yeah, so finally after that, I got to go and see some family and stuff like that afterwards. It's always nice though, because I got to celebrate with my corners, and especially having my Lewis in my corner. So during the whole entire fight week, when we were game planning, then afterwards we went out, got some food, and then we just enjoyed the night.
Yeah. And without a doubt, you're probably not too long away from hitting the drawing board and looking at what's next, really. I mean, I'm sure the family's rallying around, and that's probably one thing ticking on their mind. This year's coming to an end, and you've managed to get one fight under your belt so far, but what can sort of fight fans expect to see from yourself going into 2023?
I'm hoping February and at least 4 fights. I wanted 4 fights this year, but we had it to where me and Blood Diamond got booked 3 times.
Yeah, that was a long time coming.
It was just one of those things where I think the fight was supposed to happen 2 other times where I had to pull because of COVID, and then they let me recover, and then he had to pull because of the injury, and that was supposed to be the Singapore fight.
Yeah.
And then and then Dallas managed to work on out.
But completely understand why this time around, although there was some sort of, it could have happened again. It could have easily just not ran. Yeah. There was a determination this time to make it happen. I can see that now.
Yeah, no, I even told him afterwards too, the game plan was, even though I missed by that pound and a half, my brother and I were like, all right, fuck it, we're going to go cut that weight. And my manager's like, no, you're not, dude. We might pull you. The doctor's already telling me your body's shutting down. They might have to take you to the hospital. I was like, no. I was like, here, Jason, I will be ready for tomorrow. And then I went upstairs. My body started shutting down.
I was going to say, saying about the weight cut, do you reckon you would ever move up a weight? So you would, or do you think you can get the weight cut under control?
That was the only time I've ever missed weight. So, I mean, it's never going to happen again. It was just one of those. It was one of those things where I don't think I've ever been in a place that was so damn humid while cutting weight already. But there is no excuse for it. I'm supposed to be a professional with this, and it's my job to make weight. I talk about it all the time. So I even apologized a little bit afterwards towards him and his team, because we were all talking. Got rehydrated and all that stuff. Yeah. And I let him know, I was like, dude, I would have cut that last pound and a half. Had the doctors been like, yeah, go ahead. But it sounded like if I cut any more weight, they were just going to pull me off no matter what. And they already wanted to pull me off. So
No, I hear.
Well,
Yeah, luckily, I didn't
didn't.
cut any more weight though. Luckily, I didn't
Yeah.
cut any more weight because as soon as I got back to my room, I didn't even eat anything. I was just trying to rehydrate, but my body was shutting down bad. I think I didn't even eat that night. I barely ate. The next morning for breakfast, like my body still felt cold. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
my body was like, all right, let's go out there and we just got to go and have fun. I was like, no more thinking about this. Put some coffee in my system.
Yeah.
Get my body all warm and let's just get this out of the way. But I knew definitely going into that fight, missing by the pound and a half, not fighting for a whole year due to the neck injury that I sustained and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before the Phil Rowe fight that caused the nerve damage, I knew I had to win that fight, so I just dug deep and got that.
Yeah, it was a great fight, by the way.
It was.
Yeah, I wanted to fight again. Let's see, I wanted to fight again in October. It just wasn't panning out because everything, COVID gone. Nothing really happening too much, but a lot of the fighters are starting to get active again before the holidays. So that's why we're probably taking a look like after holidays. But I'm going to start doing what a lot of people do now because I used to be a lot more active. I'd be like fighting, 3 times in 5 weeks. And that's the kind of fighter I like to be. Because if I can get 3 fights in 5 weeks again, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something to where I definitely want to fight in seasons. I haven't enjoyed the summer in a long time. I'm usually fighting around my birthday. So I'm always cutting weight on my birthday. I'm always cutting weight around my birthday and stuff like that. I don't really get to go out and travel as much as I'd like to.
Yeah.
I like traveling. So,
I hear you.
Hopefully I get like 3 fights before the summer and then maybe 2 fights after the summer.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, if you think
about looking for a big year.
I mean, so you think so around February time as well, right? Because if you think about it, it's your birthday's done. Your wife's birthday's gone recently as well. I did catch up on your Instagram, and I did see you guys seem to have a great weather time. You guys got some real funny, amazing moments on your Instagram. It makes me chuckle just checking that out. It's awesome, But
yeah, I'll be talking about the Nerf gun videos.
Yeah, the Nerf gun videos. I mean, make it.
We love a Nerf gun as well.
Yeah, 100%, man. I remember buying Nerf guns before and just rocking around the house and just having huge Nerf gun fights. Like, I remember like Christmas came up and that's all I wanted. I just want a Nerf gun. I think I was 20-something years old. I just want a Nerf gun. Yeah,
they're fun to have with your friends, especially. Yeah, your friends come over, you're all, oh, hey, I'll be back in a second. You just go to the room, come out, and you start blasting the shit out of your what to expect. Yeah. So it kind of, actually, the reason I have the Nerf guns is because me and my friends, when we're all living together up in Humboldt, we had this thing where as soon as like we'd all just be sitting there, we had like a Nerf axe, Nerf like football, Nerf basketball.
Yeah.
And like a Nerf gun, stuff like that. And if somebody said it's on, it's like a scramble to go and grab it.
That's great. That's great.
The reason we stopped it, the only reason we stopped it is, and it's not even because the TV broke. TV got broke.
It's not even because the TV broke.
And we were just like, oh, it's a part of the game. We'll just blame like the earthquake the next time it happens. And earthquake fortunately happened a couple days later. So they're all, oh yeah, like insurance has to cover that.
Oh, okay.
We stopped doing it because one of our buddies got a busted nose and he started bleeding everywhere. And we're like, oh. I was like, hey, you all right, guy? He's all, and he just stopped. He's all, yeah, I'll be back. And like he went to the bathroom, started washing off his face, and then like he took off for a little bit and he came back like an hour later. Oh, where the hell you go? He's all, had to think about some stuff.
It's like, dude, I'm 30 and I just busted my nose playing Nerf guns in a house with like 50 other. There's that sort of things to contemplate.
So here's the thing: we were only like 20 at the time.
20, yeah.
We were young. It was like 8 years ago. This shit, we're being dumb.
Nah, still living it young, and I think that's great. I mean, Ash will come around with his kids, and we all got like Nerf guns, and we're all going wild as well. We all remember the days we used to do that like a year ago or something. But it's trust me, every now and then when you pick up a Nerf gun, it just takes you back in time. It's like a time machine. Those things, it's great. It's great.
Oh, they're amazing. They're amazing. Nerf guns are.
Yeah, but we digress, I guess, because talking about the sort of fun things you and your wife sort of do together, and I guess the next sort of fight you got coming up. What's some of the best things that she does for you during your fight camp? Is there it does sound like you do have a strong family support, but what do you like most about that particular partnership you guys got going on?
So I typically do a lot of the cooking, like when it comes to like dinner and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I enjoy doing it. But when I am cutting or I'm getting ready for stuff, she always made sure to like not put extra sodium in my food, to have meals ready for me to go once I get home, like from a morning practice or even like a late afternoon session. And I'm like, hey, I got time. Like, or she's not busy at all, and I'll be like, hey, I forgot to bring my meals. Will you bring some meals to work for me? And she'll do that stuff. And so, and then I get pampered because like later on, if I'm sore, I'm like, hey, will you give me a massage? And then I get the massage. And then yeah, but I also have to do my part as a good husband. Make sure like if she wants something, I gotta go get it done. If she's not feeling well, take care of her, stuff like that. So but she definitely helps and supports where I need it.
No, I can see in this very moment, you know, I'm watching you, but I can also see Ash's eyes just sort of drifted aside thinking, why doesn't my wife do that?
Where's my massages? Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to have to start doing this. You're not fighting, bro. You're not fighting.
Yeah, Ash, what I'm telling you right now is you got to tell your wife, hey, man, I got this podcast I do.
Yeah.
I need you to support me. If you don't support me, how can I even say that you support our foundation? You got a gaslighter. Bro.
Yeah.
You got a gaslighter.
She's probably watching as well. So listen.
Take notes.
Right, she's listening. See that? He side-eyed again. He's side-eyed again.
Yeah.
Right there, like, you're gonna what?
You wait till you get off.
He's just gonna put it on. He's gonna put it on mute in a second. Like, babe, I didn't mean that. I'm just promising.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just see him get
class.
Be like,
that's class. All right. Next question up then, I guess. I wanted to talk a bit about the UFC Apex, right? Because and Ash might reference this a bit better because Ash, you watched this fight quite in depth. I didn't have much time to watch over it fully, but you know, there was a point in your fight against Philip Rowe where, you know, he looked like he was about to pull guard for the guillotine choke. I'm not sure if you noticed this watching the videos back and everything as well. But Ash, can you confirm? It was Michael Bisping, wasn't it? He shouted like, "Don't do it."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was Michael Bisping, and he was about to pull guard for the guillotine. And obviously, the reason we're referencing this is, I don't know if you heard it, and Phil may have heard it as well, because he was going to jump and pull guillotine, but then didn't. And we were just saying, because you could have ended up on top then and obviously secured that round and potentially have not got hurt later in that round.
And it was Michael Bisping that shouted, "Don't do it," which is why we kind of think he didn't. But, you know, you sort of get that. And I guess the question that's packed into this is, in an Apex arena where it's, you know, you do hear that sound, you know, would have been, could it sort of maybe got that submission attempt or done something like that if ultimately it was a packed out arena? So what's your experiences sort of fighting in these sort of quieter, smaller places opposed to those packed out arenas? Is it drastic?
It's kind of, you just feel like it's a sparring match almost. It's like a backyard fight. Like, it's like meeting up after school and be like, hey, I heard you talk shit about me, so now we got to go in the back of the school and beat the shit out of each other. But no, it was definitely a great experience having that, because I've always been used to fighting in front of crowds and hearing the shit, stuff like that. And then this time you're actually able to hear your corners. But in terms of why he didn't pull guard, I think that had to do, because I heard he ended up, after the first round, apparently somebody was telling me that they ran into him at the PI in Vegas and he was there for recovery, and they're, oh, what happened? He's like, oh, well, in that fight with Orion. And then this is just what I heard. I don't know if it's true. I haven't talked to Phil about it. The only thing I talked to him about was like, hey, hopefully your team's doing good. Good luck in your upcoming fights. Much, you know, love and respect to you and your team, because we were cutting weight together in the sauna before our weigh-ins and stuff like that. So we were getting along just fine. So I have nothing but respect for the guy, because he kept it cool and his team kept it cool. So we all kept it cool as well. We weren't talking trash. We were just joking around with each other. So it was a good time. But apparently I took him down and something happened to where he felt like he pulled his hernia.
Oof.
And that was just what I was told. I didn't ask him about it, so I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I was told. So that might have been another reason why he didn't, like his corner was saying, do not get taken down, do not get taken down. But he definitely caught me good in the nuts with that little teeth.
Yeah. I was gonna.
That was a time.
He didn't mean it too. That's why I said it's all good. It's all good. We kept going. He got that good.
It's a great fight, man.
Yeah,
he got me into good cross. And then we just kept battling. Now I started catching him. He started catching me. The one thing that I shouldn't have done, though, is I guess I should have tried more to try to get the takedown. It's just as I was telling my brother, I was still dealing with nerve damage going into the fight.
Yeah.
So the reason I didn't fight Nick Dalby is because I had 4 herniated discs in the C3, C4, C4, C5, C5, C6, C71.
Right.
So I had 4 herniated discs, and they were saying, well, your left side is completely damaged. And I was like, that's crazy because I'm able to use it. It's my right side. I can't use it. And they're just like, that makes 0 sense because our findings say that your left side is damaged. I'm like, that's crazy because I can do all this stuff, but now here, hand me something, I can't grab it with my right hand.
Wow.
And they're just like, yeah. And so like even I had a doctor arguing with me about it. They're all, yes, but our findings show, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck what your findings show. I was like, my right hand cannot grab a gallon of water. My left hand can hold weight. My right hand can't do push-ups or anything. And they were just like, yeah, but our findings. I was getting so goddamn frustrated.
It's that moment when they realize that they're reading this through a mirror and they're like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. That's why. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I told my brother too, because after the first round, he's all, hey, you look gassed. I was like, dude, I was like, my right arm's going numb. I can't feel. I was like, I got to go. And my game plan was to go back out there. He's tall and lengthy and he has good boxing. And so the game plan was to go back out there and like use the clinching to set up the grappling. But I was like, I got to go out there. So every time I hit him with the right hand, I got to talk to Phil about this a little bit afterwards. I asked him, I was like, hey, when the right hand was landing, was I hurting? He's all, oh, bro, you got me. He's all, you got me good a couple of times. He's all, you almost had it. And I was like, damn. I was like, and I just literally sat there like with the doctors and stuff. I was like, I couldn't feel it. I was like, I couldn't feel my right hand landing at all. Wow. But things happen in a fight all the time. It doesn't matter at that point. So I wish you would have pulled that guillotine. That would have been cool.
Yeah, but that's what we were trying to say because you could have ended up on top.
Yeah, it's a fight game though. I definitely would have looked for any way to finish the fight still, like I did in my last fight. I wasn't going to go coast to the decision. As soon as I heard there was 10 seconds left, I just kept telling him, I was like, come on, let's fight. You did good. You deserve to be here to Blood Diamond. But it's the same thing. I was still looking for the finish. I was trying to get the finish. I don't want to win by decision. I don't like ref or judges. So I'm going to be that kind of fighter who I'm not just going to go out, take somebody down, and then just lay. I'm going to try to
always
set up the finish, stuff like that. I'm always going to try to do something to help set up a potential finish. Maybe it doesn't get there fast, but I'm definitely not just going to sit there, hold on, and not do anything with it. I'm going to grab it, take my time, move to the next position, not rush things, control, stuff like that.
100%. And I confirm. I mean, I've watched some of your fights, and you're certainly, what's really exciting, what I love about it is you're kind of fighter that overcomes adversity. Now, not just the story you told us. You can, the sort of challenges you have battling going into your that we don't actually see or know about. Like they exist too, apparently, and that's wild. But generally, the ones that we see when you sort of got your back taken. What was this now? I think it was like Joseph, or I can't remember what it was.
Joe Cropshot.
That's the guy. Yeah, 100%. He got your back, and it looked like he was going to choke you out, but you was able to turn into it. And the way you sort of came back and dominated the rest of that was fantastic. But and that's awesome. When you sort of overcome adversity, they're some of the most exciting fighters in the octagon today. And I think that makes a big difference between those who are journeymen and those who are
100%.
Yeah, thank you. I wasn't even supposed to take that fight, so that's the concept of the 3 fights in 5 weeks. Is I had a fight booked 2 weeks before that, and then I had a fight that was supposed to be booked 2 weeks after. So that Cropshot fight, I was offered 3 days or 2 days after I had a win. Let's see, where was it? I believe I fought at Wind River Casino in Reading 2 weeks before that. And then I got home, got to celebrate with my family and friends. And then it was like 1 a.m. I'm laying down in bed and I get a phone call from my bro, Brian. And he's like, hey, I got an offer for you in San Fran. Let me know if you want. I'm like, I was like, what's this do with the whole entire fight in Humboldt in a couple of weeks? So you can still have that fight too. And I was like, all right, shit, let's do it.
That's class.
And then, so I was like, all right, cool. I was like, hey, but let's do it at 180. And he's I think we can do that. I was like, cool, because my next fight after that's gonna be at a lesser weight class anyway, so I gotta weight down. Yeah, I was like, let's just do a catchweight 180.
Nice.
But
look at this.
That was one of those fights where there was people smoking inside the building. It was over at Cal Palace, San Fran. So there's all people like lighting up.
Wow.
And then they had like fog machines and stuff. So it was hard to breathe in there.
That's
like,
insane.
It was really like, it wasn't just us talking about it even after the fight. There was a lot of fighters saying like, dude, I felt so gassed at the first round.
Yeah.
They're all, I made sure like, because they were like doing sparring. They were like, man, I was doing like 8 rounds of sparring, not getting tired. Like, and a lot of fighters were like, yeah, bro, we cannot breathe in there. So we're just like, we're not going to fight at Cal Palace if they're going to be the fog machines ever again.
That's awesome, man. 2 fights in a month as well. I mean, you guys, you'll go get it, man. That's insane. Just like, take it, let's run it. And actually, on that point as well, because you've had a number of bouts. Well, we're talking 8 bouts now, right? Some might consider 8 bouts to be quite young, I guess, if you like, in the sport of MMA. But what's the ultimate goal for you? You know, where do you envision yourself when you think about life, your life as a fighter? Or in the UFC and beyond, I guess. Let's go with that.
I mean, honestly, just as a fighter overall, I'd like to be able to leave a lasting legacy. That's what anyone wants to do when they're a fighter. I'm not just in a fight for the money aspects. I mean, I obviously want to make a lot of money off this and be able to support my wife and our future family that we plan on having together and be able to set up some entrepreneurship, some businesses. But the end game plan definitely is to do something in the sport where people are like, oh yeah, I enjoyed watching him fight. He's not boring. He actually goes out there, puts on a show, win or lose. But the game plan is I definitely want to be a champion. And I've talked to like some people, they fight and they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm just in it for the money. I'm just like, all right, that's cool. Like you can go and make money.
Yeah.
But how far can you go just trying to make money? So for me, like I got to go out there. And I know that I need to do more to try to get more fans and all that stuff in order to get the bigger paydays because it's all one big entertainment. But at the end of the day, I care more about my legacy than anything else. I've always had the people ask like, hey, if someone offered you this much, would you ever like go out there and give it your damnedest, but just do enough to lose a fight? I'm like, no, because then I know in the back of my mind that I cheated myself and I'm never going to do that for money.
Yeah.
I'm just mad I can't bet on myself anymore.
Yeah.
I'm mad I can't bet on myself anymore.
We'll do it for you. It's all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, I was like, whoa, hold on. I can't bet on myself to win. They're all, no, man, because if you say you're going to win by a knockout and you have a submission, you're ruining all that for people who want to put a submission bet on you. It's like, well, that's not my problem. If I want to win, letting my money off me winning, like, that's something to do.
That's what you want to do.
But it is what it is. My family, my friends, they can keep betting on me.
Yeah. Hey, man,
that's it.
We're right behind you as well, man. That's awesome. Super exciting stuff. And thanks for letting us in on that mentality because I think that's so strong when it comes down to it. When it comes down to fighting, and there's no sort of right or wrong with it either. It's okay to fight just for the money if you want to. It is okay to, but it's something really inspiring. Something that sort of moves. I'll say mountain. Just try not to sound cheesy though. But it generally sort of it moves people, inspires people when you sort of have a reason and have that sort of that genuine sort of ambition behind doing what you do.
A lot of people I'm gonna cut you guys really fast on this one. It's funny because people are like, oh man, that's awesome. Like, do you fight for your family? Do you fight for your friends? Do you fight to like do something supportive for like people back home? I'm like, no, honestly, are you guys ready to hear why I fight?
Yeah.
Well, for myself, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. My hero, my icon is Goku. Goku didn't care who he fought for. He didn't fight for anybody. He fought the best and the strongest for himself because he thought, wow, that guy's strong. I want to fight him.
Wow.
It's like, Earth's about to blow. And it's like, at the end of the day, he cares about his family and friends and stuff like that. But that's not why he's fighting people. No. He's not fighting people to save them unless he absolutely has to. He's not fighting for money if he has to in the world tournament. He does it because he wants to be the best.
Right. Wow. I love that. And quick question. Orion. Do you think we could see a Dragon Ball Z celebration one time? Or like when you next win?
So my last fight, I did the Kamehameha, but the ref was holding my arm a little bit too long, so I was trying to. He's like, oh, I can do this. But I usually start with the Kamehameha and then finish with the Kamehameha. But obviously, Didn't really get to do a proper Kamehameha this last one. My arm was just being held in the air. I'm just like, oh my hand. For the next fight, though, hopefully I can get a fast finish and then be able to perform proper Kamehameha blast or something like that.
We'll be doing the whole watch along to it. We'll be watching that for sure.
I'd like to go across the pond again and fight over there.
Man,
awesome.
we'd love to have you.
Well, we've got one in March, so
I only went over there for a vacation, honestly.
Yeah.
Got to run around, check out all your what you guys had to offer over there.
Man.
Yeah. What was it?
Hit us up. We'll show you the places. We'll show you the sites, the places to go. We know them. Yeah, for sure.
So I actually got to go in what is it? I didn't get to do the whole entire your guys' the Eye of London.
Yeah.
But I was in that area. I got to do the giant old the seated pod Ferris wheel, and I told my buddy who did it with. I was like, oh, dude, I just felt the chain, and he broke down. He's like, no. And I'm like shaking a little bit. I'm like, oh, man. I was like, it's going to break. And he's like, hella claustrophobic, so he didn't want to do it. But I do it, and he's all just, oh, no. I thought he was going to die, so we got out. I was like, oh, dude, you all right? He's all, I'm not doing it ever again. And then we did the London Dungeon. That was fun, too.
Yeah.
Really cool experience.
Yeah.
I got tips for that to go and sit in the chair where they talk about like the different types of torture devices, and I'm kind of a history buff when it comes to like medieval stuff.
Yeah.
And so he's like, you know what this is for? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, smart aleck. Like,
I got one of them at home.
We're all we're just laughing about it. But then San Francisco had one too before COVID. So my wife and I, or we were engaged and all that, just for a day. I took her to go experience it. And then I got picked again for the chair. And I was like, cool. And so the guy did the same thing. And I answered, he's all, oh. He's like, wait, have you done this before? I was like,
just a couple of times.
I was like, I was just in London 2 months ago doing the same thing. He just laughed. He's like, oh, dude, that's awesome.
Traveling.
Well, we've got the March card coming up, so
Not only do you do it before, it's like you do it all over the world. Like you travel to different countries to do it. The dungeons.
Yes.
But yes.
I like doing all sorts of stuff like that. The Raiders in London game. We ended up going to Amsterdam for like 4 days, so we got to go check out Rijksmuseum, Van Gogh Museum, walk down the red light districts and stuff like that. Because if we're going to be there, you might as well go and check out everything.
Yeah.
But for me, the museums and the historical aspects were I love that stuff, like history, being able to see where everything was, checking out the Anne Frank house and all that stuff.
That's cool.
But then we also went to Ireland for a night, Dublin, Ireland for a night and a day. Check out the Guinness factory. Made a lot of friends there. Met people who already knew who I was, and I wasn't even on like contend. This is before I even got to the contender call, and they knew who I was. And it was weird. I was like asking my guys. I was like, "Are you guys like? Did you tell them who I was?" Oh no, like we have no idea. Man. I was like bullshit. And we're wearing a long sleeve. It's Dublin in October. And so I was like, these guys don't know who I am. The guy ran up, he's like, dude, I want to see the Shenron tattoo. Do the Kamehameha. And I'm like looking around, I was like, you guys tell him? And they were like, no, we didn't tell these guys. We actually know who you are. I was like, how the fuck do you know who I am? And he's just like, because he's all, you'll be in the UFC. I'm a huge fan.
Oh, wow.
He's like, please, do the Kamehameha. He's like, can you show me the tattoo? And I was like, all right, fuck, I'll do the tattoo.
Wow, and so, look at that. That's quality.
Good night with them. So, yeah, so they already told us, like, anytime we're in Dublin, come back, visit, stuff like that, hit them up. London was nice. I do like London. Went jogging every single day while I was there to check out the scenery.
Man.
Went out the Queen's Palace and all that stuff.
Yeah. The King's Palace now.
Yeah, King's Palace. Man of the house.
Yeah, the man of the house, yes. No, of course.
He finally gets to wear pants.
Yeah, exactly. He's wearing the trousers now. I mean, a long time coming, but yeah. Good old Charlie boy.
Yes.
Well,
and now who's about to become the queen now? Isn't it Kate?
Next,
yes, it would be.
Yeah, so it would be. I mean, there's a documentary coming out. Actually, I understand it's going to be Harry talking about Harry and Meghan Markle's documentary about the whole scandals behind the palace and stuff like that. So I wonder what sort of rifts there are in the royal family. Okay, completely irrelevant to now. We're going a bit over time, so probably can't get into it. But, you know, all of that's still going to go on still. And, you know, it's almost like watching an episode of The Crown, you know. It's like, this is the closest thing to actual Game of Thrones that we have going on in our time. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be that political aspect, that royal money. Like, even Spain still has a king.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess like a lot of places do still have kings and queens and stuff like that. That's cool, like princesses.
Yeah. You just think it exists in film or fairy tales kind of thing, don't you? But it's really cool.
I think the reason why they keep like the royal ancestry going is due to the fact that it has a historical value to it. Yeah. And so if you get rid of that, it kind of like dies and goes away. Yeah. Whereas a lot of people are like, oh man, that's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll feel it in time. You won't feel it immediately, but in time you sort of feel it, and it'll just, you know, be like something you used to have. But yeah, it's got a lot tied to it for sure.
Definitely.
But
I will say that if we do have to start cutting short, what I can do too is I'll end up like walking in my car here in a little bit. I can keep going, and then like I have a setup in my car to where I'm actually able to keep going. So if you guys need that, we can keep going.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because we're running low on time now, and I think we're running about 10 minutes over. I guess what we had left was to do the fan questions. Quite an important segment to the show, so we'll jump straight into that. If you got some there,
we've only got one so far. Everyone's a bit short on time, I think, as well. Yeah, we've got one from James MMA says, hey, he goes, who would your dream fight be? If you have a dream fight.
Thanks for your question there, James. Thanks for chiming in.
Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. Honestly, just anybody. I just like fighting. So
and
I know that's very broad and it doesn't really answer his question. So
pick a tough guy.
If I had to pick,
I like exciting fight.
Any exciting fight. So if a dream fight would obviously be Prime GSP.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Only because of the respect I have for GSP and getting to roll with him a little bit when I went to TriStar for about a week and a half in order to get some training up there a couple of years back. And then just a lot of, respect for that guy. But another one, and it's out of respect, and another like dream fight to have would have been definitely like Anderson Silva in his prime. And
another legend.
Out of respect because of what they've done for the sport.
Yeah.
But as of like now, dream fights, just anybody in the top 10. Just anybody in the top 15.
Toughest guys that there at the moment.
Yeah, just the toughest guys in the sport that has to offer. I definitely feel like a lot of the fans were excited about me and Nick Dalby previously. So hopefully maybe the UFC can get something set up, or I'll talk to management about getting that fight set up.
Oh, that'd be exciting.
Because Dalby goes out there, he's a banger, I'm a banger. So we'll just both go out there and put it on the line and do whatever it takes to get the win.
Nice.
Yeah, indeed. So we've got another one coming in. Welcome in, Ivan Nicholas.
Welcome in, Ivan.
He's gone. Which arena or country would you like to fight in?
Come on, I was already talking about him. I want to hop across the pond and go to London.
Yeah. Bring it down.
That's it. He's already mentioned it, buddy.
So.
Well, that's why you wanted to fight in February, so you fight in February, get a quick win, and then bosh in March.
See you soon.
If I can get like back-to-back weekend fight, because I've already told the UFC too, I'll fight at 170. And if they need me for the next week, it wouldn't be back at 170, but I can do one at 185. Or if there's a guy that wants to catch weight, 175, 180, I can do that too.
Man,
and I know the UFC they started doing more catch weights at 180 now. That I'm interested in doing, but I definitely like to fight across the pond in either London or Ireland. That'd be fun, or just anywhere in Europe, honestly. And I know that in February they have one in Australia. But like a dream place to go would definitely be somewhere in Europe. I'd love to have a fight in Italy because I have Italian ancestry. I grew up studying it all. I haven't been to Italy yet, and I'd love to go. So if I can get a fight in Italy in the future, if they ever start holding like venues there for the UFC, that would be the dream area. But as of right now, it'd be a toss-up between London and Madison Square, because obviously the history that Madison Square Garden has. Just with the legendary fights that they have there, to be able to go and put a fight on there would be able to share the history there would be amazing.
Nice.
So those two definitely. But I like to travel, so getting to go to Dallas was awesome. almost out to Singapore. That fight got canceled, but yeah, anywhere they're like, hey man, you want to go and travel here? I'm like, yes,
take it.
Yes, I do.
I love how game you are. That's awesome.
I definitely want to hold off on the whole entire traveling everywhere else except for fighting in Vegas for now, because a lot of people know this, but the UFC pays for the fighter in one corner when it comes to travel and hotel. So when I take my other two corners, I have to pay separately for their travel, for their hotel, for their food.
Right.
And a lot of people don't think about that. So that's why a lot of fighters are like, yeah, we just only want to fight in Vegas a couple of times, start making more money per fight, get a new contract, and then they can afford to start taking their whole team there versus where the UFC at the PI, the fighters, we eat for free, we get recovery and training for free. They take really good care of us at the PI.
Yeah.
But it is a business.
Yeah.
We sign off on these contracts, say, hey, like you get you in one corner covered because of the fact that if they start doing you and your corners covered, some people might take advantage of that and start bringing like their whole teams and stuff.
That's why.
I know there are people who still do that anyways.
Yeah.
But
man,
I gotta wait till I start making that top 10 money and stuff like that. So once I start getting to like top 10, top 15, second or third contract, able to get more and have a lot more sponsors in the future, then I'll start able to do all that stuff.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I mean, whilst we're talking about the sort of the money and paying all that, I would love to, if we had more time, to get in some questions about what Jake Paul is currently doing with the sort of just your thoughts on that generally, and sort of how that's all been playing out and how that's going to be unfolding for fighter pays and that stuff. But maybe for another time, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers would love to sort of hear a bit more about that too. But
definitely,
yeah.
What we can do is do another one of these like a couple of weeks before, and then another one after if you guys want.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I mean, I've had fun so far. What about you?
Oh, of course. I always enjoy these ones, especially when it's not like I was getting so pissed off doing interviews. I got to the point where I just started telling people, I'm like, hey, I'm not going to lie. Like, if you're going to ask this question, this question, this question, I'm not interested. They're like, oh, okay. Like, well, maybe we can talk after your fight. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But it got to the point where I think I did 7 interviews in a row.
Same questions.
And after the second interview, instead of letting the person ask the questions, I just thought, I was like, I know what you're going to ask, because it was the very blatant, like, so let's start off. What do you think about your opponent coming up? It's like, you just said you saw the last couple of interviews where I talked about that. So my answer never changed. Yeah. But then because I knew my answer never changed, I was like listing everything off the same. And they're like, I think you answered all my questions. And I was like, then you didn't really have anything to bring to the table as an interviewee. Whereas you guys, you changed it up. So that's why I always tell people, like, if it's like exciting, we get to talk about things and have this free flow versus we have a set of questions we want you to answer, and that's all we want you to answer. Don't worry about talking about anything else.
I love to hear that. Thanks.
Sort of, ask the main questions we kind of ask. We don't want it to feel like one of them interview kind of things, if you know what I mean. Just to get to know you, so you can relax instead of obviously when we get down to the nitty gritty. We won't get down to the nitty gritty questions, if you know what I mean. Just to get to know you, and then that's why we chuck in a game under there.
Yeah.
So it's just nice and relaxed.
I was just about to say that as well. But yeah, we have a great team over here that's do our homework, do our research, and make sure I'm asking the same questions that have come out before. But I quite like the fan question bit, because it's always a bit of a free for. You never really know what questions are going to come up there. But we have the both dynamics. We have. But when I asked whether you're having fun, because you're about to have a bit more fun, because we are now, we could do this in like 5 minutes, because it's actually called a quick fire round. And we could do it in like 3 minutes, to be fair, and then we'd be wrapped up. But so Phil.
Let's do it. I'll do it rapid.
Yeah.
Rapid fire.
Cool. Yeah, we've got some rapid fire questions. This is the fun part of it. We've got some, well, it was all fun, to be honest. But this is the super fun bit where we had to ask super fast questions, get to know a little bit more about your preferences and what you like and that sort of stuff as well.
Yes.
But if you're ready, we'll go straight into it. Quick fire round.
Yep, and go. All right, ice cream, Raiders, cheesecake.
Done. Quality. All right, so here we go. What was your first job? Question number 1.
Ooh, first job was digging holes back up in Humboldt for weed.
Oh,
I grew up. I grew up in Humboldt. My dad grew weed and all that stuff. My whole entire family up there, they grew weed, and so my job was to go out there as a kid and dig holes.
Wow. Ash, did you expect that? I mean, it's supposed to be a quick fire round, but
no.
you know, when you digging holes.
Man, I think think it's bad unless you overuse it.
Yeah.
It can be medicinal. So I don't smoke it, but
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Passing no judgments.
Go ahead.
Next question. Here we go. It's wild. Wow. He's just like, yeah. Wow. All right. Next question. Here we go. Goku or Frieza?
Goku.
Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings?
Game of Thrones.
If you could star in a movie, what would it be?
Ooh, Deadpool.
Oh, nice. Describe your fighting style in one word.
Aggressive.
Who's a better wrestler, you or your brother?
I am. He's the better boxer.
Okay. What about? Oh, okay. Decent. Who wins most of your arguments, you or your wife? That's.
I'm not going to answer that because she's actually here home right now. I do.
another W. You're gonna see his ear get grabbed in a second. Just like, all right, you're done. All right. Okay. So, Coke or Pepsi?
Neither. If I'm gonna drink a soda, it's gonna be root beer.
Oh wow! Straight up. Nice. Hashtag ad. Who trains harder than you in the gym?
I like to believe that when it comes to training, I train my ass off to the point where no one can outwork me, even if somebody like.
Right answer.
That's dog.
I abused my body, so I had to start learning how to be smart. That's literally what led to like the 4 herniated discs, the nerve damage. Was they're pretty much saying, "Hey, you're literally abusing your body," and I already have a heart condition as well, mitral valve prolapse, and one of the rarest forms of it. And so they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, dude, just fucking pass me. I've been fighting already for years. Shut up. I was like, you're just a doctor. I'm a fighter. What are you?
I have to say, I mean,
you told me it was my left arm. It's my right arm.
I have to say, I mean, I don't know. I don't know your family very well, but I'm actually quite grateful you got a very loving, supporting support group around you that is making sure you're getting the rest you need, because it sounds like you sort of, as it just drives yourself too hard, you do need some people to like just give you the pamper and the love. That's it works well. Sorry, quick fire. Here we go. Football or basketball? And of course, we go American football if you like, or basketball.
Soccer over basketball, because obviously American fans need to know the difference between real football and American football, but American football over all the other sports. If it's going to be in person, American football, then baseball, and then the others.
Nice. Okay, cool. Great answer. Pereira or Adesanya?
I like Adesanya. Pereira got him this last one, but if they were ever fight again, I feel like that Izzy will be a lot smarter next time.
Thank you. Yeah. I completely agree with you. Favorite music genre?
Rock. I go to Aftershock every year.
Wow. Who's your MMA idol? Who's king?
I grew up a huge Fedor Emelianenko fan, so it was definitely Fedor growing up.
Wow. Okay, who's the fighter you'd hate to be stuck in a room with?
None of them. I don't care. I mean, I get along with fighters pretty well, so I think if I had to pick one, it'd have to be like those the cheesy, like, always looking to start a fight fighters. Like, it's like, dude, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I like that. Act out your favorite dance move. Last one.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
I really want to know what this dance move is now. The fact you can't do it. It's like a twerk or something.
We had Frankie Edgar do the robot.
I'll tell you boys this. If I ever have a fight across the pond and able to go out there and have an after party and stuff like that, you'll be able to see me get on the dance floor after a couple of drinks.
I love that.
We'll be there to see it.
Yeah.
Quality. Look, actually amazing. That is our quick fire round done, and that's just a real quick way just to sort of get the questions you wouldn't think you'd actually get. But no, I absolutely love that. We've taken a lot of your time, and thank you for giving it to us, man. Thank you so much, because we've enjoyed every moment. You said earlier you did as well, and before we do chime off, we just want to give you the floor. Quick couple of minutes. Any shout outs? I don't know if you're promoting anyone at the moment, or just give some love to some team or whatever it might be. But the stage is yours. Any words?
Yeah, I just want to thank all my family and friends for the support. I want to thank the Raiders for making the holidays a lot better these last 2 weeks. I tried to say that Thanksgiving was canceled, and lo and behold, the Raiders managed to pull off not one, but 2 miracle overtime wins in a row. So thank you, Raiders. But no, I got to definitely and my friends and just everyone who supports me with everything that I do. Definitely my sponsors that are there in my corner, and my management. just pretty much everyone that has like my best interest and wants me to do well.
Man, it's evident. We can see it from all the way over the pond. You know, we're over here and we can see it. It's you got a strong support network. It's great.
Then, hey, I will say this though. I do gotta I gotta text my client and say I'm gonna be a few minutes late. I'm actually supposed to train with him today on some hit style workouts. But if you know what, honestly, I like playing video games in my free time. So if anyone's ever on Warzone and stuff like that,
right, that's it. Let's go now. Come on.
Should never have said that. Text it.
You should have said that.
I usually hop on later, but if on any of these weekends I'm up early and stuff like that, if you guys want to hop on, I hop on every now. So.
Right, you dare me, your Activision, and let's go.
Dude, honestly, what we do is ever since that or not even DMZ. It's that unhinged trios.
Yeah.
Ever since it came out, we'll go around. We're like, hey, you guys want to team up? And if they don't answer, we're like, you have 3 seconds to answer. And if they don't, we just murder them. We go to the next group of people. We're like, you guys want to team up?
That's so good. That's so crazy. How big can you get the teams on that? Because I'm struggling to figure out how to do that whole team up thing. I mean, I've only played it like a handful of times.
Is you have to go up to another group. You have to press up and hold on the D-pad, and then use the right analog stick. And from there, what you do is you have to say that you want to either request to join them or have them join you, and then they can. Once everyone joins each other, then you go around. You can hear each other in the party chat. You can no longer kill each other, but then you just go around mowing teams down.
Wow, how big can you get it? Only 4 people, or can you get as big as like 8, 10?
6. So you start with the trio, and then you can get 3 other people to join you. Cool. So you can get up to.
Oh man,
but it's a good. I'll add you guys on the Activision and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll send you
them on. Yeah, sounds good.
Look,
I do. Of
course, we're making you late. So yeah, send them this video. Client, we apologize for keeping Orion for so long. They're probably watching this, to be honest. But all the best, man. Take care. Have a great time. Have a great week, and we'll be in touch.
See you in Warzone.
Yes, see you in the drop zone. See you in the gulag.
Not tonight, obviously, because you guys probably play, but maybe tomorrow when I'm watching. On another one.
That's been amazing.
Yeah, I love that, mate.
Thanks so much, Orion. Much appreciated. All right, guys, that's all we got time for. Saying goodbye to Orion, saying goodbye to you guys as well at home. Thanks for chiming on in. All the best. Have a great rest of the week, and do remember to come back this weekend. We're going to be giving the full coverage of the fight night event, which is literally just tomorrow. Yeah. So tune into Against the Fence, and we'll be doing the whole watch along from the main card up until the end. But guys, have a great evening. Thanks so much. Good night.
Take care, bro.